Hello again, YouTube. Welcome back. This is going to be the second episode of this brand new series of mine. In the last one, we built this, our lovely little starter house. I think it's great. It's served me well so far, and I've done quite a bit of work since the last episode. I've been breeding up my cows an awful lot. I've also captured some sheep. I've penned them up, I've corralled them. As you can see, I also have a significant amount of levels. I've been mining quite a bit, and I have a fair amount of resources to show for it. I do have pants on in this episode. Made a bit of an advancement. I think I have plenty iron, and I'm allowed to splurge a little bit now. As for what we're going to be doing in today's episode, because I know that is why you are all here, I do have a plan. I want to be able to build an awful lot in this world. To do that, I don't like being limited by my resources. I do not have a large variety of wood types available, and I think today we are definitely going to solve that issue. Now, I have not looked at a map. Oh, and the sun is setting. I've not looked at the world map again since coming to this location, so I don't really know exactly where to go. There is, however, another way of exploring. Still using a map, and one that can be used again in the future. Come on, let me sleep. The sun is setting. I can see stars on this side of the world. There we go. We are going to be making a map. A number of maps, possibly. To do that, I'm going to need some sugarcane. Luckily, I've been doing quite a bit of sugarcane collection in between episodes. We're going to need some redstone. We're going to need some iron. First, you need to make a compass. Oh, I do not... definitely do not need quite so many. Turn that back, and next up is paper. Let's go ahead and get that sorted. Now, I can make a map. Now what a map does, where I'm standing, I can click, and it goes and creates a map of my world. I do not know exactly how it determines where to go and create this map, why it didn't center on my position, but it didn't. That doesn't matter though. As you can see, we have a map. It does not show an awful lot though. So we are going to zoom out a bit with this map. We are going to take the paper that we still have left, place our map in a crafting bench, and we're going to put paper all around. What that does for us is it zooms out a bit. So now you can see our map shows a lot more detail. Significantly more so, in fact. However, I still don't think that's quite enough for us to go exploring. So we do it again. Now this is a significant amount. This is now zoomed out twice. And it's quite a bit more. But I can fill that in 5 minutes. Not impressive. Now we're starting to get where we want to be. This way, we can't really see much detail, but we can still tell biomes apart and see generally where we have forest areas, where there's water, where there would be plains. I think though we can go one more and we can do a proper job of exploration. There we go. I think, if I'm not mistaken, that this is the furthest out one can zoom. Indeed it is. This is the map we're going to use. We are going to explore a bit today. We might not, in fact I highly doubt that we will be revealing this entire map during today's exploration, but we're going to give it a crack. We're going to explore quite a bit, and we're going to find tree types. Very specifically, tree types. I am looking for spruce and acacia. And dark oak. If I can find dark oak, even better. What we need for this little endeavor, I'm going to put my paper away. I have a significant amount of food. I am comfortable with that. We can leave all of this at home. I want to be able to place down some markers for ourselves of places of interest. So I'm going to make some banners. If we were to simply place down a banner, and this is a good time for me to demonstrate this to you all. We place down our banner. We have our map. We right click on that banner, and now you can see right above our little icon there is a banner marker. That marker will remain there as long as this banner remains. So we know where places of interest would be in the future again, and we're going to do that all over the place if we can find anything of interest worth marking. The compass I do not think we will need, because it will not take me back to here, it will take me back to spawn, which is about 1,000 blocks east of here, not where we want to be. Something else we are going to need, probably a boat. So let us craft one of those. One must be prepared. I have my food, I have a bucket of water just in case, I have some decent tools, arrows and a bow. I'm going to leave that there purely because I only have the 2 arrows and I highly doubt that is going to be useful to us. A bed is another tool that I'm convinced we're going to need. As night falls, we can sleep and not be caught in the dark by any of those horrible, horrible zombies. So friends, we're off on an adventure. Just a quick little one. I need to find trees. There we go. I've done a little bit of traveling initially, and as you can see I've gone north. My home is back that way if one looks at my cursor. You can also now very clearly see our little banner icon that I left behind for us. I've come north because I want to systematically fill out this map. We are going to travel further west along the top edge of this map and see what we can find. I will come back and I will do the little bit of a tail section to the east as well eventually, but for now I think we just go this way. Oh, but there, that is definitely something I am interested in. That is a spruce forest, my friends, and arguably my favorite tree. Definitely a forest that I almost made it. The forest that I was most excited to find today. Spruce wood, absolutely beautiful. Oh, it carries on in that direction. It's a big one. There we go. That is more than I need. That's 3 large trees with some spare. Thank you, spruce forest. Now we continue on our journey and we carry on in this direction. I want to reach the corner of that map and return back in a lower line. And this is about as far as we go. I think we've reached the top left corner of our map, and it is still spruce. There's quite a bit of spruce. There are some extreme hills over there that we passed through, but I haven't found another tree type just yet. I have found these sweetberry bushes, and I do not have any of them yet. I hate that. I do not have any of them yet, so I'm going to grab just a handful of those so that I can use them as decoration. Start planting them all around my base and hate myself for it every second of the way as I walk through them and get stuck and pricked and hurt all the time. Ooh, there's some ice and snow and a polar bear. Hello, Mr. Bear. How are you today? Well, now I know where to come and get some ice once I have Silk Touch. I don't think I can collect this with my regular pickaxe. I'm not 100% certain, but I'm fairly certain that this just breaks. Yeah, no, it just breaks. I don't get to keep it. We will come back one day when I have Silk Touch. Ice, you shall be very useful. For now, though, we continue. I must travel back along the same route, just slightly further south. Oh, it's been about half an hour of adventuring. As you can see, I've traveled all the way to the eastern corner as well, and back and forth a number of times. And now, just as the sun sets and we need to find a spot to lay down our head for the evening, we come across this. What looks to be a number of islands of dark oak forest. Absolutely perfect. That is my second favorite wood type. Right there, just after the spruce. Come on, the sun is setting. I can see it. Let me sleep. Thank you. So, here we go. Our second wood type of the day. I think after this, I will continue this line and then I will probably return home. I think we've accomplished enough for today's little adventure. We've acquired 2 new wood types. And that, I think, is ample for the plans I have for today. We're on the home stretch, basically back to our base, and then I find this. A village. Now I knew that this village was supposed to be around here somewhere, but I did not think it was quite this close. This is good. This is very, very good. Because I'm going to need villagers sooner or later. Hello, friend. You don't know it yet, but you are going to be enslaved. Someday. For now, let's see what we can find. Ooh. I will not say no to an iron pickaxe. Definitely not. We can leave the dirt and take some bread and the apple. Yeah, that is good. That's good. That's good. Potatoes! Heck yeah. I am always keen for a potato. What can I leave behind in exchange for the potatoes? Let's leave the spider eye. I might regret that later, but for now I think I'm okay with it. I need to drop something. Let's drop the pants. You guys saw nothing. Shh. What bell? I didn't see a bell. Nope. This village definitely didn't have a bell. Strange. I thought all villages spawned with them. Funny times we live in. Ooh. See, now we are getting to the good stuff. There are some emeralds here. Decisions, decisions, decisions. Let's leave the sticks. Sad, but necessary. I want the emeralds. Alright. I think I've done enough exploration for now. Good to know that this is here. Not far at all. Now that was a very productive little adventuring session. Wouldn't you agree? We explored all of this area and we found our dark oak forest over here. We found our spruce forests up here. And we found our little village over here, in and amongst more spruce. I could probably have gotten spruce a lot easier than having to go all the way up there. That back there is jungle, by the way. The very jungle we spawned in. It is humongous. But this is what we got from our little adventure. A bunch of dark oak and a couple of saplings. Some spruce saplings, 3 of the 4 too tall flower types. Carrots and potatoes, those are great. A couple of nice little goodies and rewards. I think, overall, very good. But it is definitely these saplings that are the prize of the day. Now though, it is time for part 2 of this episode, wherein I actually begin to farm these trees. I have a plan for this though. That plan involves this map. Yes, this is another map that I made today. Our little starter house is over here. The ocean sits more or less here, and this is a series of inland rivers. I like the idea of these rivers, and I think we can use these rivers and build ourselves a bit of a lumber mill. And I'm thinking this area right here is going to be perfect for that. A nice area where I can plant trees and farm trees and not worry too much about all of the podzol that these spruce saplings are going to generate, because they will have a designated area to grow in. And that will be here, on this little part of land. That, my friends, is what we are doing for the rest of this episode. So, I am going to go and clear out some space for us to work here, gather up some materials, start moving things over, and then I'll meet you back there to start building. So here we go, flying off from our starter house, just to give you guys a bit of a better idea as to where this place is compared to it. We start off with a very simple little logging cabin. The tower I use to break up the squareness of this very simple hut. An easy way to make a rectangle more interesting to look at. Use texture variation the same as I did in the previous build. And as we've put this little roof up, we come over to what I think is a far more important build in this area, and that is what I hope to look like, at least. A lumber mill, water powered. I had a bit of a hard time figuring out the water wheel, but I googled around, saw some reference images, and eventually I found a shape that worked very well. Had to be broadened, but it was simple and it worked. Rounding our little house, our starter house, you can see I've cleared some space here just because I've been running back and forth all the time, but there it is. What we built in the last little time lapse. I hope you guys enjoyed that one. That was actually quite a bit of time compressed into 40 or so seconds. But here we have it. Our lumber mill with our new and improved water wheel. I think it works very well. I'm very, very happy with that. I'm less happy with this. This isn't necessarily what I had envisioned originally. I was hoping one could put these things upside down here in the roof, but alas. It works. One has to use one's imagination. If I can come up with a better idea to represent a mill for lumber, I will probably change that out sooner or later. But I think this is absolutely amazing. As for the rest around us, I have done a ton of work around here. I have cleared out so many trees, even more than you could see in just the time lapse. I removed this horrible piece of rock that was protruding out of the ground here and planted some new trees, because we won't be going quite that far today. I've lifted a bit of land, I've dropped a bit of land, I've sculpted, made everything a bit more user-friendly for what I want to do today specifically. And what we're going to do now for the rest are sculpt the actual plantations in which our trees get planted. Of course the sun is busy setting just as we want to go to bed. Oh wow, yes, just as we want to go to bed. Just as I'm trying to start to record here. I have some things for this. I've chopped down quite a lot of wood from this, primarily the oak and the birch. But since the last clip I have also gone and gathered a bunch of spruce and dark oak. I don't know that we're going to necessarily need quite as much, but I've gotten more saplings out of it, so that's a bonus. On top of those, we're also going to be using some oak leaves, some various stone elements, coarse dirt in our paths, and some oak fences and trapdoors, I think. Before I'm going to need any of that though, I do need to plot out a bit of a road here. Now I want this to come through And not in a straight line, I want it to be a whole lot more organic. There goes our shovel. Luckily I came prepared with a spare. It's gonna run dead into this hill. And basically what I'm doing is I'm dividing this space into 2 sections. So we're going to have a number of tree plantations on this side, and then a number of tree plantations on this side. This road, however, does need to come through and continue to our mill, and a bit further in this direction, I think. Up next, I think we might as well come and grab some cobblestone. It might be the easiest to use for this, just because I have a lot of it. Now, we need to subdivide this. And I'm going to build walls around each of these sections. Not massive walls, just a little bit of wall space, and I think they can come around here along the beach section. I don't mind that too much. I will extend the sand a little bit everywhere where it would be needed. And as we come around, yeah, I'm going to use most of this space as well. And we're going to utilize all of this space. Give ourselves a bit of space between here for the road to run through. And this section, once I'm done laying out this border, I need to subdivide this. Now on this side there are 6 tree types, not including the 2 new tree types that were included in the Nether update. So spruce and dark oak being bigger trees, I think they definitely need a bit more space. Jungle I probably won't be collecting very much, because there's jungle not too far from here and I don't think I'll ever be building in it, so I won't feel too bad ruining it. Though I will have a jungle tree plantation just to make all of this more complete. I want all 6 tree types in here. And I think we're going to come in and very organically, and not in a straight line, I'm going to add a division. And I will grow, say, spruce trees in this section, dark oak trees here, and then way at the end here at the back, I think this is where I will do my jungle trees. And it's going to be a small section, just so that it exists, but I won't be using it very much. So here we have 2 fairly large cordoned off sections, and I will finish up the walls in a little bit. On this side though, I'm going to do the rest. So acacia, which I still have to find, birch and oak. And this is where I will be doing all of my tree farming. In this area, this lumberjack with this lumber mill. On this river with this little dock. Shipping it out to wherever it will be used in this world. There's a little bit of lore. But I think I'm going to grace you all with a second time-lapse of this video. This one probably not with a voiceover, because I've already explained everything to you. So enjoy the music, and let's roll that time-lapse. So here we are starting from the starter house side again, just because I want to give you guys this incredible view as we come over this hill. Look at this. I should have chopped that tree down so you could see it thoroughly. Now we're going to use the tree. I absolutely love what we've accomplished here today. We've done so much. It's been an extremely busy episode, but it's been an extremely productive and successful one at that. Here we have a space that is amazing to walk through, with all of my trees ready to just come in and harvest. I've got some jungle trees here, and I'm just gonna grow the small ones, I think, just for nice to haves. This, I don't know yet whether this is, no, I do know. This is the last open one, so this has to be acacia. But that's great, we'll get to acacia. We have it for birch. We have our dark oak over here, and spruce and oak way out over there. I love it. It is great. It is beautiful to look at. This is absolutely wonderful. I love it. Nice and dense back there. Our walkways go all the way through each one. And this is some wood that's cut, already been milled and ready to go, just stored here, waiting for the barge. The barge we will build sometime in the future. Not today. Today, we are finished. We've come to the end of this episode, and I am so very grateful for all of you joining me. If you have enjoyed this, if you've liked what I've built here today, you know what to do. Leave me a like, subscribe to the channel for so much more, and give me a comment. Tell me exactly what you thought. If there is anything you'd like to change, anything you found oh so wonderful. And I will see you all next time.